Hey everybody. Oh man, my glasses are reflecting like crazy. We are going to interview Catherine Hummel today. So if you guys missed the blog post, I'm glad you're here because she's going to hop on and we're going to chat with her all about her business and her experience with style and her success, all kinds of fun little insider things. So I'm going to watch for her to come on and then I will request. If you guys have joined, go ahead and comment below so that I know you're hearing and seeing me okay. I'm trying to pull it up on my... Oh, there's Catherine. Okay. So we're going to bring Catherine on here. Yay!
Yes!
It's your first time ever.
Yes, it is. And I can't believe how easy this was. Wow.
Yeah, it's super easy. It's really fun. You can do this with literally anyone. You just have to make sure that the camera is horizontal. Or I think you can do it the other way, but both people have to be doing it the same way or it will not work.
Okay. Well, do I look good? I'm horizontal.
Yeah, you look great.
Yay!
Look fabulous.
Thank you so much. This is so awesome. And I'm very excited.
Yeah, I'm excited to have you too. This is like just so you know, guys, if you're watching this live, go ahead and share this out. We're going to talk about business and success and style and all the kind of fun things that we can possibly think about. But this was a total last minute thing. Catherine's such a trooper. I was sitting here and I was inspired. I was posting all about her all over my social media and on my website. And I was like, ooh, it'd be so fun if we could like do a video live. So I was like, hey, Catherine, you want to go live? And she was like, sure. So you're a total trooper. So thank you.
Oh my gosh, my friends are on.
Yay! Amazing.
Kelly,
okay, I'm going to share this. You guys feel free to share this with whoever you think would love to hear about business and success and all that kind of stuff. I'm going to share it to my private group, which if you're not a part of it, it is the Stylish Successful Entrepreneurs with a Bangin' Brand. So I'm going to share that right now so they have it in there. And then we'll go ahead and get started because I know we both have like a short time window. Yeah. But if you guys missed it, Catherine, we did an interview with Catherine, all kinds of like major questions about her business and how she works and her success and all the kind of things that she's had happen to her over the past however many years, especially this past year, getting married. But I wanted to bring you on live and just kind of like give people a feel for who you really are. Like I love doing these client highlights because my clients are total dreamboats and rock stars, and I am the luckiest person in the world. And Catherine probably feels the same way, but truly I feel like I'm the luckiest girl. I have this sexy, awesome business where I get to play with clothes and work with amazing rock stars like Catherine. So you guys get to hear all from her today. But Catherine, I want you to tell them first off who you are and what you do so they kind of know where we're headed with this, just so we know what's happening here.
Yeah, awesome. So I am a love and relationship coach, and I help single women heal and transform fear-based relationship patterns so they can experience radical self-love and extraordinary relationships.
And she is quite good at it. She is a total rock star. And Catherine, how long have you been doing that?
I've been doing this for 6 years, which I actually still can't get over for myself, really. I started as a self-love and confidence coach, and then self-loving and confident women were getting in relationships and they were asking me questions, and I was actually personally really, really struggling in the relationship I was in. And so I just decided I didn't want to be incongruent. And so then I got obsessed with my own personal transformation and obsessed with relationship. And that has just totally taken over. And it's what I love and what I'm passionate about and what I'm absolutely designed to do.
You totally are designed to do it. You're so good at it. And you talked about it. And this is one thing that I really highlighted in the interview that I wanted you to touch on. Because I know your story personally, just because we've worked together now for almost a year, by the way. Can you believe that? But I wanted you to share a little bit because you weren't always like this raging success of love, right? Like you weren't always in this amazing relationship with this dreamboat man, like who is amazing. And you guys just got married this year, so congratulations.
Thank you.
But tell us a little bit about where you were before this. Like, what were you like the rest of us, like trying to figure out where the heck Mr. Right was and is and all that?
I had been obsessed with relationships since I was a little girl. Like, what totally was the dream of a wedding, dream of being in relationship. And my idea on how to find the love was to just put myself out there as much as possible, go out all the time, be on Tinder all the time, and hope for the best and hope for something to stick. And every single boyfriend I had before Andrew broke up with me between 6 months and a year. So I've now been with Andrew.
And were they the same kind of man? Like, did it seem like the same thing, but just a different outfit?
You know, I guess, I mean, I guess so. It's like nobody was ever all that into me. Like, it was the like swept in the beginning, right? Which would maybe last about a month, barely. And then the tension and the arguments and the upset would fight. And I really hated myself. And so was super needy and clingy and paralyzed by fear that they would leave, which of course always creates that they do.
Yeah.
And
because if you're afraid they're going to leave, then they're going to leave. Like, that's what's going to happen.
And I, you know, insecure all the time. So it's like I couldn't even tell you the theme of the guys because it was just always about me. It was just about me having a boyfriend and having somebody who was around.
Yeah.
And pretty much nobody was ever, you know, people had good jobs and good lives and they were, you know, good men on the outside, but ended up just really not wanting to deal with an insecure, needy, clingy child as a girlfriend.
Yeah.
And,
so wait, my question with that though is, I'm now interrupting because I'm thinking all these thoughts.
It's okay. Yeah.
So you transform that, right? Like, obviously this is a longer story that you guys have to read the blog and you should hit up Catherine for this longer story. But I want to get to this piece because I think this is where I've seen a lot of entrepreneurs at recently. And I know a lot of people watching us are business owners, female business owners, and either wanting a relationship or in a relationship. And I'm finding that a lot of my clients or, you know, people that I'm friends with get into relationships and all of a sudden they're making either more money than their man or they're more successful than their man or, you know, all of these things that as a woman you think like, oh yeah, I'll be fine with that. But then there's this like misbalance, right? Like the man's like kind of feeling insecure, but doesn't want to talk about it. And the woman's like, why don't you just sit around and do nothing? Like, I actually am driven. So I want you, like, do you find that that's something that you're experiencing with your clients? And what do we do about that?
I am just going to be transparent that I am not the expert on that specifically in terms of gender roles. But I will say more and more relationship coaches and the experts, one of which being Terry Real, who just did a whole like course on this, that gender roles are changing and relationship expectations are changing. So my position and what I found and what I do is empower women to be able to have conscious, courageous conversations. And in my experience, most people are walking into relationship with all these assumptions and all of these imagined expectations that they never tell their partner about, right? Yeah. And then, like, I'm thinking there's even that attitude of like, well, this is who I am and I'm driven and da-da-da-da-da, like, is actually not even vulnerable, right? Like, that's really a big projected energy out rather than actually when dating, even before you get into a relationship, you'd be having the conversation of here's what I want you to know about me. Here's how I orient my life. And I don't need you to orient your life the same way. I want to know what matters to you and what is the ideal relationship dynamic for you. Andrew totally loves who I am and that I'm busy all the time and work really late at night and I travel a lot, and that really works for our relationship, right? And I was transparent about that from the beginning. Like month one, here's what I want you to know. I'm a personal growth junkie. I'm a retreat junkie. Like I'm going to be traveling, going to be involved in things, and you don't have to do that all with me, right? Some people really want that. Like there's a lot of, you know, the new power couple. I have all kinds of ideas on what that actually means, but people think like entrepreneurs have to partner with entrepreneurs. That's not the case. You don't both have to be in the same, you know, field. But if you want that, be transparent about that, right? And trust that you can find that. But I personally, for me, my ex, which was the on again, off again, crazy 17 breakups over 3 years person, like God. I had that, you know, that didn't work for me to have someone who was the same. Andrew grounds me and is my steady, you know, supportive, solid, loyal, amazing, you know, home, right? I thought today, really quick, I realized today that I coach women who want relationships that feel like home. That's what I realized, that was the drive for me, that the women that come to me just want to feel at home. And that looks different for everybody.
That's powerful. That's super powerful. I love that. I mean, who doesn't want to feel at home, right?
Right.
And I think you brought up a really good point, which when there is this power struggle or like, yeah, I'm successful and you need to be okay with that or like whatever, the truth is, and the other person is not responsible for your happiness. Like you're responsible for your happiness, and expecting someone else to make you happy, or if they're doing something, then it's making you unhappy. That's on you, boo. Right? Like that's not that person's fault. And to your point, communication, like it's a huge deal, especially with, you know, people that are running businesses, women that are running empires. Like, you know how to communicate in your business. I mean, bring that into your relationship.
Hopefully. I mean, hopefully.
Yeah. That's true. Not always.
I saw some entrepreneurs did a Facebook Live today about ghosting in the coaching business, of coaches that are ghosting one another and not following up on stuff. No. And so hopefully people are communicating, right? And I think I wanted to comment in that, you know, you should be okay with that. It actually, the vulnerable communication is, how do you feel about that, right? How do you feel about me making more money than you? How do you feel about having a partner that might work on the weekends? You know, Samantha Burns, who's, I think, watching, another epic Boston relationship coach. I just love that couples hold a different energy. Like, every couple has their own energy. Sam and her hubby Darren work together on the weekends. Like, they go into Darren's office and work together on Sunday. Like, that is just phenomenal, right? And so my truth on how to actually find authentic, epic love is being in ownership of who you are, and then trusting that you'll find the best match for you. Not comparing your relationship to anybody else's, and really getting vulnerable, honest, and real about the design of a relationship that you want.
I love that. She said every Sunday. That's so cool, Sam. I love that.
They're an epic couple too. Follow her, everybody, if you're watching.
Yes. Too. Everybody has to follow Catherine and Sam. They're both Sam wears her wedding dress. I know this we've never met, but I know this about her, that she wears her wedding dress every year on their wedding day, wherever they go. I love that.
Yes.
I'm so happy. From a style perspective, I appreciate it. Okay, so speaking of success in your business, I want to transition just a little bit here, because I don't want to keep everyone for a super long time, but where do you feel like your success, so your business, was before, and have you noticed a difference after we worked together? So kind of bringing in that style piece and how you felt and how you feel now.
Let's see. I think my kind of what worked for me and what was powerful for me in the beginning of my business is I was hopped up on adrenaline.
Yeah.
I was so passionate and so excited and so wanting to be of service that I just pumped out content and pumped out programs, and then of course burned out because I had no brand. I had no real connection to who Catherine Hummel was and what she represented and exactly who she helped. And before finding you, you know, my business was starting to take off, and I had a message and people trusted me and respected me, but there wasn't a brand, there wasn't an authenticity, and I wasn't connected to who I was as a woman and who I was as a relationship coach. And working with you, I feel like I got really in alignment. Like, everything got aligned. Like, my style represented who I was as a coach, and I stopped being afraid of being bold and being forward about who I was and in ownership of who I was and what I represented. And I think, I think I wrote about this in the interview, but the panic attacks that I used to have going into the closet, and Andrew, my husband, bought me clothes. Like, that was my stylist before I met Kate.
Really good stuff.
Andrew, my amazing, well-dressed.
Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah. So my business, I mean, I've totally taken off over the past year. Marriage is good for your business too. And because I'm just really connected to who I am, and people can feel that.
Yeah. And I think there's also the piece that I wanted to mention that I remember, because I remember that being a very real thing for you at first when you were saying, I just want to be able to get dressed and not have a panic attack and not know like what to wear. I want to know what to wear and like tell me what to wear. But there was also, you were going to a lot of events where you were being seen and you wanted to get your brand out there more. And before we worked together, I don't know, maybe you wouldn't have gone to them, maybe you would have and just had panic attacks. But how did you feel after you and I worked together and we would put some outfits together that you felt so excited by, and then going to those events? What was the difference for you there?
I wouldn't not go to the events, but I'd have anxiety and panic attacks and would be crying in the closet, and Andrew would have to come pick out my clothes. So that's what it looked like before you. I remember the first time we packed together. When I arrived at my weekend where I was teaching, I'm pretty sure I cried opening my suitcase. Of
happiness though.
Like, yes, of joy, like, oh my God, I know exactly what I'm wearing. So that piece of, there was no anxiety. I felt super confident about what I was wearing, and I knew how to actually put an outfit together. Like, that's one of the things that I most appreciated about you. And it's kind of interesting because this is what I teach about relationships. People think that it's just, oh, I should just know. Right? I should know. When no, you don't. No one's teaching us. And what was so empowering about you was that place of, no, you don't have to intuitively know. I can teach you. Right? Yeah. I can empower you. And that was my experience and what I appreciated so much.
And I loved when you went, I think it was a conference around here. You went, we put a couple of outfits together and you were like on a panel, and then another day you were attending, and you looked so, to me, like I am a little intuitive when it comes to the style, but that's because it's my thing, right? And so I could see where I wanted you to go and what I wanted it to look like. And it was like, it had happened, right? Like, we had blossomed, it had happened. You were going to this conference and you were going to rock it. And I don't know. I don't even know how the conference went. I just know going into it that I was like, oh my God, I cannot wait for her to go to this conference because she's going to look like such a badass. Like, she's going to look so hot and like such a badass. And you were going to be amongst peers and things too, right?
Yes. And I mean, this is self-love and confidence too. What you're wearing, right? How you look totally affects how you feel. And so I rocked that conference and felt so good and was very present to that. What I was wearing contributed to that feeling.
And I love that you were able to be present, because we made all kinds of outfits, right? Like, we had wedding outfits, but then we also had these networking outfits. But then there's some retreats that you do where you're literally in comfortable
sitting on the floor.
Yeah, sitting on the floor and doing like circles and like things like that. And even finding a way for you to feel present and lit up by what you were wearing in that kind of a situation, that to me was really exciting. That we were able to find pants and tops that were comfy, but like you felt still so sexy and so Catherine.
That was the best. That truly was the best. And I own those pants from Lululemon in every single color.
So we found a pant, you guys, that's so good on her, and it's comfy, but like it's a pant that I love so much that we found it for her, because she can wear it with heels, she can wear it with flip-flops, she can wear it with sneakers. Like, we can wear it so many different ways, and she's so comfortable. Catherine fell in love with them so much that she was like, I need every color. And she called around like all different Lululemons.
But that's now all I wear on retreats and my circle. So it's perfect. And really the best part of that was that you sent me the link, and I was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
you know, and totally resistant. And I wrote about this, that I so appreciated the push right?
Yeah.
Like really being pushed to be edgy and bold and try new things because I go into the store and put those pants on and then bought 4 colors.
I
right.
love that you bring that up too, because I think there's this preconceived idea that stylists are going to push someone into a bubble that they're not comfortable with, or it's not truly them. And that's not at all our job. Like a good stylist should really be seeing the style and giving a push, like you're saying, to say, hey, just, and you know what, Catherine knows what I say. I say, just humor me. Just put it on. And if we hate it, we hate it. But if we love it, it's a whole new world. And that was those pants. That it was like, just humor. You were like, ugh, I don't know. And I'm like, just humor me.
Yeah.
And then it's like, opens it up. That was one of the questions I want to ask you too. What did you expect going into it? And did that change? Like, did you have any kind of preconceived ideas of what it might be like, you know, working with a stylist? And is that what it ended up being, or no?
I don't know if I had any preconceived ideas because I just was so needy. So like I guess the preconceived idea was that it was going to be so much less involved than you actually were. So it was this amazing surprise. Like I couldn't have imagined how much support was actually going to be made available to me.
Yeah, that's one thing that I don't think I explain enough. When it's like unlimited support, I truly am all up in your business. Like, what's happening this month? What's going on? What do we need to shop for? How can we put outfits together? If there's things in your wardrobe that you don't need, we're going to get them out. Because that's stuff that, like, there was stuff that you had in there that were great, but it was just confusing you because it wasn't even your style, right? Like, there were just things that just needed to go.
Yes. That was that day was one of the best days, having you come and do the closet with me. Yeah. And then the ongoing support of being able to text you outfits when I'm in the dressing room at stores and send links, and then the process of you buying things for me and sending it to my house has been the best ever. And because who doesn't
just always keeping things fresh, because you know, you guys, as you grow and evolve, as your business grows and evolves, and you're getting more in tune with your brand, more in tune with your clients, your style will also evolve. Like the things that we had Catherine in for her first ever photo shoot to where we are now, it has evolved, and it should. Even if you're not working with a stylist, your stylist should evolve. So if you're still wearing the things that you wore 3 years ago, it's time to do some evaluation on like, why am I stuck? Like, what am I afraid of here? Why am I stuck? What's happening? Anyway, I know that I don't want to keep you, so I want you to tell us what's happening for you. Is there any way that people can work with you? How should they find you? What's coming up for you that we want to make sure everyone knows about?
Well, everyone can check me out at Catherine-Hummel.com, and I post and share constantly on my personal Facebook page. And absolutely one-on-one clients who really want to end the anxiety and the fear and the upset about dating and get really serious about finding love, that's available. And what I'm most excited about is my new 6-month-long program called Committed to Love, which is essentially for people that, even if you're not already in the spiritual path, you're wanting to be. But the spiritual, soulful woman who is essentially saying, I want my relationship to contribute to the healing of the world. I'm willing to do my work, right? So the path is really a healing journey first, of getting connected to our bodies, getting connected to our hearts, and entering a relationship with love, capital L, love. And then the empowerment and the skills and tools for what it takes to actually sustain a relationship that lasts forever.
Yeah, that's amazing.
So
I love that. And can they just find out about that on your website?
Actually, send me a message. I'm doing, personal phone calls to be able to explain it and see if people are a good fit. So if that sounds amazing, shoot me a private message and we'll set up a conversation.
Awesome. And another thing I love about Catherine when it comes to the relationship thing, because I've been doing the whole dating thing too and bouncing things off of Catherine, she is that friend that is there for you, but she will not bullshit you. So, your friends are like, oh, no, it's not you, it's him or whatever. Catherine's like, no, it's you, and you need to do this and this. Like, it's so good. It's like things you need to hear and things that like help you just make one little thing can just shift everything for you. So make sure you check her out 100%. She's all over her Instagram too, doing quotes and all kinds of fun little inspirational things. And check out the interview on my blog. It's the newest blog entry. If you just go to katetaylorstylist.com, you can check that out. And another thing I wanted to mention is if you are interested in kind of what Catherine and I did together, I'm doing a spring fling. So my style startup, it's a 2-session thing where we get to work together for 2 sessions, and I shop for you aside from that once. So it's like 3 little things. It's normally $2,500, and for spring fling, it's $19.95. So that's a good little bonus that you can get in on until, yeah, it's a really good deal. Until next Friday. So if you're interested, same thing that Catherine said, just send me a message. There's not like any kind of a sales page or landing page, just because I know people are going to go crazy for this. So just send me a message and we can hook you up with that. Just say, I'm into the spring fling, you know, send me the link and we'll get you hooked up with that. But it's a great way to get you going for spring and get things cleaned up. Samantha says, always love seeing which outfits Catherine is wearing when I see her. Oh no, can I see more?
And she always sings your praises, Kate.
Oh, yay! Thanks, Sam. That's because Catherine's the best. I'm telling you, my clients, you guys might think your clients are the best, but I'm pretty sure it's my clients that are the best. They're the total rock stars. Anyway, Catherine, thank you so much for joining us. This has been super, super fun.
Thank you. Thank you. I mean, this is my favorite. Interviews, just talking, and this aliveness is my favorite.
Yeah.
So thank you.
So if you guys have any questions for Catherine, go ahead and comment below. Even if you're watching on the replay and tag her, she'll be able to see it. Or if you have any questions for me, you know, comment below. Make sure you're just tagging us though, because otherwise the 2 of us are quite busy, so we won't see it unless you tag us. And reach out to Catherine for that 6-week or 6 month?
6 months.
6 months. Awesome.
Yeah.
Reach out to her for the 6-month program and reach out to me if you're into spring fling. And you guys have a great day.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye,
Thank you. Bye.